Hi guys, welcome back to Saving Salvage, welcome back to the channel. Right, today is the day I have been waiting for about a month. As most of you will know, I have dropped some hints on the channel saying that my new project car was here, and I was just waiting for the right time to unveil it to you guys. So it's literally been sat on my drive at home for a month. I went and got the car off the drive over the weekend and brought it to the farm, and now today it is ready to be unveiled to everyone watching. So if you do like these videos guys, please do give it a like and a thumbs up, and please do comment if you have anything to say, and also please do follow my Instagram channel as well, which is saving_salvage. Just follow for basically updates and a few pictures during the week in between videos. That would be epic. Right, so on to the car. This is a manufacturer. I've owned a couple of cars in the past, but I've never bought one to rebuild, so I'm quite anxious, a bit nervous about this one because it's completely kind of out of my comfort zone. I'm very much used to building and working on VW Audi group cars, so this is completely different for me, but I'm also equally excited to get on with it and crack on and see what we can achieve with it. So without further ado, please welcome to the channel my new 2017 Ford Mustang GT 5-litre V8.
3, 2, 1, go!
Right guys, here she is, my 2017 67 plate Ford Mustang GT 5-litre V8. I'm not going to lie to you guys, this was a complete blind purchase. I wasn't even fully really looking at these. I was just browsing. Come off Copart, by the way. I know some of you don't like Copart. I haven't really had any major issues to date, but this could all change in this one, I suppose. But anyway, this came from Copart, and I was just browsing on there one day and come across this. I thought it looked fairly clean. Damage didn't look too extensive from what I can see, or what I could see on the pictures, and it looked like it was fairly cheap to me. So I took a bit of a punt. I bid on it. I won it. Well, I was the high bidder. The guy tried countering me 3.5 grand over my high bid, and I just said, look, no, I'm taking enough as a risk as it is. I'm not prepared to pay a penny more than my high bid. So I countered him with the exact same bid that I won it with, and he pretty much accepted it straight away. So I want to do a little test. Because I don't know anything about these, I had a quick look obviously at how much it would have been worth if it was unrecorded, and how much I think it would be worth fixed. So bearing that in mind, I came up in my head with a figure that I should pay for it, assuming how much it's going to cost to fix. These are all based on assumptions. These aren't obviously calculated figures because I don't know how much it's going to cost to fix. So, little test. How much do you think I paid for this car? I will reveal it in the next video exactly how much I paid for it, but I want to see what you guys think, and that also give me maybe peace of mind that I haven't paid too much for it, or make me concerned that I paid way too much for it. So let me know in the comment section below how much you think I paid for this car. So let's get onto the car. I don't really know anything about Fords. I've had two Fords in the past. The latest one I had was a Mark II Focus RS, but that was going back sort of 9 years ago now. I bought that 6 months old on a 60 plate, so that is the last time I had a Ford. So don't know really anything about them, don't know what's involved. I will have no idea what's involved with fixing it, so this is going to be a massive learning curve for me as well. So for now, in this video, we're just going to go over the car and go over the obvious damage. So obviously we won't start with the front because that's quite obvious. We'll just look around the rest of the car. So I can't actually see any damage on the rest of the car. Everything looks good. All the wheels aren't even curbed, they're all good. There's no bodywork damage down either sides, or the boot, or the back. It all looks good. And then also down the near side as well. I mean, the only thing I've noticed it needs on the near side, on the rears, are 2 new rear tyres, because they are on pretty much the legal limit. Now this car is a 67 plate, as I mentioned. It's only done 12,000 miles from new, and it is unfortunately a category S damaged car. And my belief is that it is mainly because of that. That is the chassis leg that is completely bent and twisted at the front there. But I'm guessing that is why, and also, let's have a look in there. Yeah, look, all the chassis end rail here is all bent and twisted, look, so that would be why it's category S. But other than that, it all looks good. I mean, even the bonnet isn't really damaged. The only bit, in fact no, the bonnet isn't actually damaged at all. There's just a little bit on this wing here, like you can see, which is carved into the headlight. We may or may not be able to repair that, I don't know yet. But this wing looks okay. So I'm hoping, guys, this is going to be fairly straightforward. Obviously we're going to need a tyre on this side because it's been punctured. But again, I don't know anything about these, so it's going to be a massive learning curve for me. So obviously we're going to have to strip all the front end down to assess the damage properly, and then we can ascertain how much or how many parts we need to get this back on the road. So I'll have a quick look under the bonnet. You can see it's obviously been sat for a while. Copart did have this down as runs and drives. So obviously when it was at Copart it did start and it did move forward off its own steam. I haven't tried to start it as yet because the battery is completely dead. But hopefully, I will, although there is no coolant in the header tanks at all because the radiator is completely punctured and knackered, I will try and start it. Hopefully it will still start. Obviously I can't run it for too long because there will be no coolant in it. We'll have a quick look at the interior. The interior is pretty immaculate, as you would expect for a car, for a 1.5-year old car that's done 12,000 miles. The only thing I can notice on the interior is this driver's knee airbag has gone off. Knee airbag has gone off. Don't know if that's going to be an easy fix or not. I have no idea at this point. I haven't looked into it at all. Just wanted to get the car in. But other than that, the interior looks pretty immaculate. I mean, I don't know too much about the spec of these cars. I don't know what comes standard and what's optional. But it all looks good. That's the interior. So guys, that is my 2017 Ford Mustang new project car. This one, any points, tips from any Ford guys out there will be hugely appreciated, as I'm sure I've mentioned a few times before. This is out my comfort zone. I don't know much about Fords. Hopefully the mechanical side of things will be down to a minimum, because obviously the engine runs. So any hints, tips, advice you guys have, please do let me know in the comment section below. And in the next video we will be getting her into the workshop, hopefully starting her up and getting her on the ramp to start the strip. Right, so that's it guys, that is my new project car, 5-litre V8 Ford Mustang GT. Let me know what you guys think. I want to keep it short and sweet. I don't want to let the initial videos drag on for 20 minutes like the RS3 video did. I know it's a bit too long for everyone, so I want to keep it short and sweet. First impressions of the car. Now we've got it, finally it's been sat on my drive for a month, so finally it's here, I can get started with it. So in the next video we'll be getting into the workshop, hopefully starting it, and hopefully start stripping the front end to see what we need to repair / replace. As always guys, hope you do enjoy these videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.